Hi, it's Jeremy at Gilbrook Farm, and today I want to build a rocket stove. So if you're not familiar with a rocket stove or what a rocket stove is, basically it's a small single burner stove that people use for cooking and boiling water in an off-grid situation or an emergency situation. It's a very simple and very fuel efficient wood burning stove. It burns sticks and twigs and kindling sized pieces of wood, anything larger than that, and it just doesn't work well. So that design is excellent for just being able to find little pieces of wood, make a fire, boil a pot of water, make a pot of coffee, maybe cook some eggs. Now our house is entirely electric, so our central heating is a heat pump, and we have central air conditioning. Hot water is electric hot water heater. Our stove, our oven and range top are electric. We have a microwave, so the power goes out for any extended period of time. It's a challenge to cook some things. And now we do have a gas barbecue grill like a lot of people do, but in an extended emergency, what happens if we run out of propane and we can't get to the store, or we get to the store and they're out of propane? We won't really have a way to cook. So that's why I've been wanting to try to build one of these. Now we do have a wood stove, but I wouldn't light the wood stove just to try and boil water or try and cook something on it. It doesn't. If it was already running, I might put a pot of water on it, but I'm not going to light it just to try and cook something. So I want something specifically for cooking with wood. Now the goals I have for this project are, I'd like to be able to build this out of just stuff that I have laying around, and I'm trying not to spend any money, although I'm going to have to spend a little bit. It'll have a 6-inch combustion chamber, so that there's a space about this big to feed wood into, and a 6-inch exhaust flue. I'll insulate it with, I think I'm going to insulate it with wood ash, since it's fireproof, because wood ashes have already been burnt. You can't burn them anymore. And then I'll do some experiments with it, and ultimately if this works, I want to be able to boil a pot of water to make a cup of coffee, and then maybe make an omelet on it. And if it works, I'm going to build another one at some point to do experiments with copper coil for water heating, that maybe I can use in the future for things like radiant floor heating, like supplemental heating of water and space. So I'm going to use this turkey fryer, which has been in my shed for 10 years and I haven't used it in that time. It was made for the old style propane regulators that they don't make anymore, so I have boiled a turkey in it, but we used it more for things like low country shrimp boils, which were great. But again, it's been in the shed for 10 years, and anything that's been that long sitting, not doing anything, or not being used, either gets thrown away or recycled or repurposed. So that's what's happening here. So it consists of this pot, which is pretty big. It's aluminum. Got a lid. Not sure how many quarts this is, but it's pretty big. It's 12.5 inches across, 15.5 inches tall. So this will be our casing, and inside we'll put our 6-inch combustion chamber. Now the stand, typically when you're using it as a turkey fryer, this goes like this. You would hook up your propane regulator down here, get your fire going. I think you can fit this over a propane tank. I think that's how it's designed. And then you put your pot on top. What I'm going to do is cut this whole piece off. And then I've got this grate on top where the pot normally sits on. I'm going to set this over top of it on blocks that I can raise it up and down to regulate the heat. That's the idea. So I'm going to get started and see what we can come up with. Now I'm using, for the combustion chamber, 6-inch stovepipe. I've seen a couple on YouTube that were done using galvanized HVAC ducting, and that kind of worries me a little bit, burning a fire in that, just because it would give off some pretty nasty gas and toxic fumes. So I'm going to try just stovepipe that's really made to be heated. It's just steel pipe that is high heat paint on it. And I'm just going to make basically an L inside there that we can start a fire in. Try and drill out these rivets. Okay, I have brought it outside. I got a piece of gutter guard here that I'm going to make into a little fuel shelf and put it in there so that it has a airspace underneath the wood to help it flow better. Alright, now I'm going to get some wood ash from the bonfire or burning pit and fill that up and insulate that combustion chamber or that stovepipe with wood ash, and then we should be able to try and light her up and see if she works. Cool. Oh, look at that. It works. It's like 250, 300. Eat, baby, eat. There we go. All right. Now the moment of truth. It's like 50 to 60 degrees, which is good. I mean, I can touch it. It's a little warmer right here. Uh, 450 degrees. Water was boiling, we just feed it a little bit more to turn up the heat. You can see the temp start to go up a little bit. Took about 10 minutes for it to go from cold to boiling water. Which is good enough for me, so I'm going to make some coffee. Let that sit for about 4 minutes, and we'll have some coffee. Well, it works. That's how you turn a 30-quart turkey fryer into a rocket stove. Anybody out there that has built one of these out of something, definitely leave me a link or send me a message, because I do want to build another one in the future to test it with copper coil filled with water for hot water heating. If you like this kind of stuff, leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Looks good.